भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, Thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto Thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Let us close our eyes and try to feel the innermost core of our consciousness. Transcending the changing world, changing body and mind. We come where the I consciousness becomes very different. It becomes universal. It is beyond the world that we perceive through the senses. It is beyond the senses too, beyond the mind and thought too. Independent of them. But the world, the senses, the body, mind, thought, all depend on this central core of consciousness. they emerge from it. This core is full of most intense yet soothing luminosity. It's the abode of bliss and ultimate peace. Therefore, to experience that is the goal of everyone, knowingly or unknowingly, we are moving in that direction. Sometimes on the right track, sometimes on the wrong track. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Tam deshikendram paramam pavitram Vishwasya palam madhuram yatindram hitaya nrinam naramurtimantam viveka anandamaham namami. Salutations to Swami Vivekananda, teacher of this universe, very pure in heart, very auspicious, and for the welfare of the humanity. He is the divine who has taken human form. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Yesterday, friends, we had the day-long celebration of Swami Vivekananda's birthday. And today also we will discuss some of the special facets of the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, which emerge actually from his life. Not that he was teaching one thing and living something else. These are matters of his deep, irrefutable experience. And here it is good to think of that phase in his life. A tremendously brilliant student, and was thinking of the ultimate reality. A person who is undergoing education gets this question that, yes, I am studying, I am learning, but where is the end of learning? What is the ultimate truth that we are going to find? Is there such a thing? So he was very much bothered by these questions. Being tremendously brilliant student, he had expanded his education far beyond the formal educational institutions like schools, colleges, universities, and so forth, and was studying philosophy, not as taught in the universities, but on his own. He was exploring many great philosophers of that time. A notable one was Herbert Spencer, who called himself an agnostic, means was not able to decide exactly whether the ultimate reality is or is not. There are, difference must be understood between an atheist and an agnostic. Atheist outright rejects such a possibility, that there is no ultimate truth, and such an idea should be rejected. There is no ultimate truth. An agnostic leaves the possibility that maybe there is such a reality, but I am not sure of it. I am doubtful about it. So it is a possibility may be there, but I am not sure about it. Swami Vivekananda was a very keen student of Spencer. In fact, he sent a letter to Spencer pointing out some anomalies and some mistakes in his book. And Spencer went through it and assured, yes, I agree that these are mistakes. In the next edition, I will correct them. Which is, look at this, a college student writing to an extremely, tremendously well-known philosopher of his times. But he gets the response from this Herbert Spencer that, yes, I understand and agree with what you have pointed out, and in the next edition I will make that correction. He was also deeply interested student in the music, a musicologist, in addition to being a very accomplished performing artist of music. He was exploring so many different fields at one time. You can imagine, the scope and the intensity of his brilliance, intellectual and emotional. All this was going on. He was finding out various different sects of religion, what they have to say, because they claim to have discovered some ultimate reality. And so he went to Brahmo Samaj, one of the famous religio-social movement of that time, becoming its member. And also he went to many preachers discussing that have they really experienced this? Do they have experience of this truth? And most teachers just ignored the question, did not say yes firmly. Many were honest to say no. One of the Brahmo Samaj teachers, a very well-known person in Bengal community that time, Devendranath Tagore, whose son is the illustrious Nobel Prize winner, Rabindranath Tagore. So, Rabindranath Tagore, his father, so he was very well known, and he went to ask him, "Have you seen God?" And the reply was a very diplomatic reply, that, "Oh, your eyes look very bright. If you strive, you can experience God." As if Vivekananda had gone there to listen about his eyes. No. So he was feeling all disheartened in a way that nobody is giving the proper reply to his question. Has that reality been experienced, or is it just a matter of speculation? So it was finally decided the question. He got a decisive answer from Sri Ramakrishna. And today is our discussion, our topic is that when he asked the same question to Sri Ramakrishna, "Have you seen God?" First, it is important to see why did he ask this question to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was known to have the deep religious experience called samadhi, the merging into the divine, losing the outer consciousness, but not like one loses it when one is given some anesthetic. If you are given anesthetic, it's a different thing. But Sri Ramakrishna would lose the awareness of the external world, but yet was very much conscious of the divine. So he was known for that. Vivekananda's, at that time Narendranath, the professor, has told, it's a very well-known incident, that his name was Hasty. And Hasty was describing about William Wordsworth's poetry, and had told that Wordsworth used to go into trance, and his poetry is an outcome of that experience in trance. And he told, it is hardly anybody that gets this experience, but I have heard Sri Ramakrishna, who lives in Dakshineshwar, has that experience. So I don't know, and it is not mentioned whether Hasty ever visited Sri Ramakrishna. Probably not. But he had heard, and he told it in the class. That is recorded. So Narendranath went to Sri Ramakrishna. He had met him before at another devotee's house near his home, where he was invited to sing a song. When there is a program, religious thing is arranged, there is some devotional or spiritual music that is presented. So he was a wonderful singer, so he was invited to sing, and there he had seen Sri Ramakrishna, but that's about it. Then when he went to Dakshineshwar, and after a few meetings, Sri Ramakrishna was asked this question by him. He did not ask in his first meeting. In that movie that was screened yesterday afternoon, it mentions, but it needs correction. It says that in the first meeting itself, Narendra asked this question to Sri Ramakrishna. Narendranath, Swami Vivekananda's assertion is different. You can read it in that book, My Master, or the book that Tilak was referring to yesterday, Vivekananda on himself. It is not in the first meeting itself. He first saw that state of Sri Ramakrishna, and then one day he asked this question, that have you seen God? The question is important. Every word is important, friends. It is, I would say, this is a short but most important dialogue of our age as far as religious fears are concerned. Most important dialogue of centuries. Have you seen God? Experienced God? Now words are actually short words, and then they are always, reflections of our thoughts and our consciousness. So what we feel in those words is very important. It is not that he was asking this question as an idle curiosity. It is reflected in Sri Ramakrishna's answer as well. You will see this question has been asked to Sri Ramakrishna by others also. But they were, as Sri Ramakrishna understood, they were asking it as a matter of idle curiosity. Have you seen God? It is not much seriousness about it. But Vivekananda, Narendranath, asked this question with such intensity and Sri Ramakrishna's answer also was expressive of that. It is, the words are limited, and therefore the same words get used to express a different inner understanding, because the number of words is very limited. Whereas the various thoughts, emotions and feelings that we get, comparatively speaking, far outnumber the availability of words, and therefore the wise person sees through the word. One of my teachers used to use very nice words. Answer is never to a question, but the answer is to a questioner. The questioner's awareness is to be grasped using the words of the question. It is not just a question asked in a examination, and there the answer would have been just simple yes or no. The questioner also has asked just for testing some students' understanding of some things, and then the student also answers yes, no. So it is not question of that type. So Sri Ramakrishna said, first part looks very similar, yes. But the word yes is used with such firmness that conveys something. See how you pronounce the words, that makes a big difference, that it is, yes, maybe. So it is not convincing at all. But the answer, yes, with firm conviction that speaks about it. Yes, I have seen God. Then the next part of it. How much God do I see? I see Him as I see you. And not only that, more clearly than I see you. Look at that, And we see each other and we feel that if my eyes are clear, then if I have no cataract or such thing, then, and then I see clearly. Not very clearly, friends. We see only through these instruments of eyes and then the visual program in the brain and the mind. Through that you get the vision. And we believe it. Actually, it should not be believed because it is dependent on our senses. I told that incident that one gentleman I met in Austin was probably a scientist there and said, no, truths of science, they have to be accepted because they are real. I said, do you not use your sense instruments? Yes. Have they ever been calibrated? When you use a telescope, first you calibrate the telescope. Every instrument needs a proper calibration before you use it. And you are using your sense instruments, eyes, ears, touch, taste and smell. Have you ever calibrated those? He even did not understand what I am asking. I had to tell again. Have they been calibrated? Because this idea has never been thought by most people. It is taken as sacrosanct. Whatever my eyes bring to me has to be true. Whatever my ears bring to me has to be true. Friends, not so. That is why we have to go beyond what is seen. All science is really speaking, analyzing what is brought by our senses and go beyond that. That is how they abstract. For example, if we believe our eyes, then we will see that these all stars, moons, and all, they are on the same level, same plane as it were. But they actually are vastly, apart from each other. In my childhood, I used to get a question that one planet and moon, they were, as they were coming together, closer and closer. I was, oh my goodness, they are going to hit each other. What a horrible crash it would be. This Venus is going to now hit the moon. What a terrible tragedy it will bring. And I voiced it to my dad. He said, oh, they are millions of light years apart from each other. I didn't understand light years, but huge distance. They are far apart from each other. Can we see that by our eyes? We cannot see that by our eyes. So our visions are not perfect. That is why we have to use microscopes, telescopes, etc. to add to our visions. Moreover, there are people, I am talking just of human beings. So many millions of species, they have eyes, not of the same type. They function differently. They have been, before installation, they have been pre-calibrated for that particular species. And even amongst human beings, you see that some are color blind. Means their eyes as such are okay, but when it comes to color, then things become, one of our Swamis, he would say that he was not able to identify the green color. So later on, therefore, to see the quality of printing, he would take somebody else with him, because otherwise, because he would see red there. Oh, this is red. No, it is green. Green, no, it is red. Because the eyes are like that. There is difference in eyes, friends. So it is because they have not been calibrated. How can you trust their judgment? So Sri Ramakrishna says that I have seen God far more clearly than I see you. First he said, as I see you, means it is a very intimate experience. And the second aspect of that is that it is clearer than as I see you. Because as I see you, it is through the mediacy of the senses and mind. Whereas when I see God, this mediacy of sense organs, of body and of mind is taken away. Imagine, that is when one can see the God as it is. So, not only that, this third part of this statement is very important, and for the last word of today's title, verifiable. One important test of science is that these truths are verifiable by anybody. So, can we also verify what Sri Ramakrishna has seen? Sri Ramakrishna assures that you also will be able to see God. What a great assurance. Let us feel how deep, how profound is this assertions, that if we follow the instructions of those who have seen it, then what a great assurance. Each of us will be able to see God. And what does it mean? We should see the meaning of this. We also will be able to experience the ultimate bliss. Complete freedom from all these problems in the world. No suffering. There will be complete peace in life. So that is why we all really, and that is the only way of getting it, the total bliss. It is so total that, as the scriptures say, that you don't have to get bliss. You are bliss. You are bliss. You will realize this truth. Everybody can realize that if we follow the proper method. So, this was a great revelation. And Narendranath followed those instructions. One should read how the Narendranath got transformed into Vivekananda. A wonderful story, very illuminating, and one should reflect that on one's life. Rupak can say, yes, I will be also able to transform myself into a sage seeing divine and having that fulfillment. Dorothy also will be able to see that, yes, I also am seeing that ultimate truth, the total fulfillment in life, and so forth. But one has to, therefore, take up the means. It is this assurance opens up the gates for the spiritual practice of the whole modern world, that the religion should be practiced in this manner to get to the experience. And Swami Vivekananda, in his very famous book, in fact, it is the first book that was published while he was still living in the body. As you know, he passed away at an early age of 39. And this book was published sometimes, as we read in his, sometimes in 96. This book was published before he went back to India. This book was already published. Another book, Karma Yoga, was getting ready. It also got published. But this book, Raja Yoga, opened up a very new spiritual idea to the whole world, especially to the West, because in Western world, the religion was being practiced only as a social thing. That it is, it is to be taken for belief. These truths cannot be analyzed, cannot be experienced. They are in some book. So Swami Vivekananda first, this is all in the introduction of this book Raja Yoga, that this Raja Yoga is as it were condensed. The methods are discussed later, but the principles have been presented in the introduction. I urge everyone to read that introduction of this great treatise, small book in a way, Raja Yoga. And he says that in that if you go to the fountainhead of each religion, may it be Judaism, may it be Christianity, may it be Buddhism or Islam or Hinduism, whatever, you will see that these truths do not emerge from beliefs, but somebody has experienced them. Somebody who has seen God is telling them, like Moses saw God in the burning bush. And the statement is very akin to what you read in Vedanta. He asked, "Who are you?" Moses asked, "Who are you?" And the answer is, "I am that I am." I am that I am. Then if you go to Christianity, the truths experienced by Jesus, that is the basis of Christianity. Truths experienced by Moses become the basis of organized Judaism. Truths experienced by Jesus became the basis of Christianity. Then, similarly, Buddhism, what the supreme truths Buddha experienced, that became Buddhism. Similarly, about Taoism, Islam, these things are matters of intimate, irrefutable experience. And that has been presented by the teachers. But gradually things, become, people make it suitable to one's convenience, as it were. We do not want to change ourselves. Very lethargic, humanity at that level becomes very lethargic. So as far as seeking the sensual comforts, we are very, very active. No lethargy there. But when it comes to getting the spiritual experience, okay, let me try later, maybe when I get old, and so many things, it is. And in West I found, in India, at least people agree that they get old. In West, nobody gets old, It is, it is, after I came here, I was told, especially when talking to ladies, Even if the lady is 80 years old, you have to say a young lady. So it is, yeah. Well, 80 years young, you know what is there. So 5 years young and 80 years young. The concept of old has been taken out. So nobody becomes old. The conclusion is nobody therefore has to practice these spiritual disciplines because they are meant for old age, isn't it? And there is no old age, so they do not need to be practiced. So we become very lethargic about it, and it is all things are taken as matter of belief. And therefore the religions get a funny, not very correct name here. They are called faiths. Interfaith meetings. Faith, that is not the basis of religion. It is the experience that is the basis of religion. And Swami Vivekananda, in that introduction of Raj Yoga, I quote only some part of it. He says, you hear a peculiar claim by all these religions these days. And that claim, he says, namely, that these experiences are impossible at the present day. They were only possible with a few men who were the first founders of the religions that subsequently bore their names. At the present time, these experiences have become obsolete, and therefore we have now to take religion for belief. After stating this, Vivekananda says, "This I completely deny. If there has been one experience in this world, in any particular branch of knowledge, it absolutely follows that the experience now also can be had." One can have. That is the test of science, you know. You can verify those truths, whatever, even the simplest things. Nobody goes to do that, although we claim that we are scientists. No, we must find out. Tell me amongst here who everybody believes that oxygen and hydrogen combined makes water. How many have actually tried here? I don't imagine a single person has tried it. Not even. Do we not take it on faith? In a way, yes. But if you really want to experience, there are the techniques. Yes, you can burn hydrogen. Thereby, hydrogen, oxygen get combined, and you can thus have the water. So you can test it. You can verify it. So he says the religious truths also not only can be verified, must be verified. The must be is because otherwise you won't get those experiences, and therefore your life will not be full of bliss. It is important that each of us must therefore strive to experience these truths. He continues, the teachers of science of yoga, he has used this word, and deliberately used this word, science of yoga. It is not a matter of belief, but it is a science. In fact, I feel many times that the science of yoga fulfills the criteria for science far more than any physical science can ever fulfill them. The criteria that yoga system, or this, here it is Raj Yoga, but for every yoga you will see that yoga is the experimental aspect of what you understand. You understand theoretically, and then you go to experience it practically. That is called yoga. So this is in the introduction of Raj Yoga, but this applies to all yogas, that one can proceed scientifically. Means what? Go to experiment with those truths and see that if you also can experience them. And therefore, another important criterion for scientific truths, which has been very much highlighted by a wonderful philosopher of philosopher of science who was there in last century. He grew up in Austria. His family was Jewish, but long ago they had converted to this Lutheran faith, Christianity. But he could not adjust to, that when Austria was occupied by Hitler, so he moved to other countries, and he was, tremendous person. If you see his contribution, Karl Popper, he is a wonderful social scientist, psychologist, mathematicians, and so many things. So he has written a nice book about the science, and he feels that verifiability and is a criterion, no doubt, but more important criterion he suggests is falsifiability. There should be a way to falsify the claim, that if a method should be suggested there, how you can see that what is being proclaimed is not true. To verify that the truth of it is one thing, but to see that no, what that has been described, it proves to be false by going in that direction. So it is thus, he brings a new idea there, the criterion of falsifiability. His books are very interesting books. So this technique of yoga provides that also, falsifiability. If you do like this, train yourself, you will be able to experience this. If you cannot experience, then you can conclude that it is false. There is the method to show that it doesn't bear out, it is false. So therefore, both these ideas have been given. Not only that, in religion, the method has been described. By going by that method, one can realize it. If you do not go by that method, you will not realize it. That also is there. So falsifiability. You have to follow proper method. Sad to say, but many, even in the discipline, who follow the discipline of Vedanta, also, go into certain unverified faiths or certain very queer things that they do as religious practices and so forth, without any basis as such. So, but here you find that Swami Vivekananda says that this is how one should practice religion, verified truths. So he says, the teachers of science of yoga therefore declare that religion is not only based upon the experience of ancient times, but no man can be religious until that person has the same perceptions himself. You have to have those perceptions yourself. No man can be religious till then. You can keep on going to many temples, go to Kumbh Melas and whatever, It is that is not religious practice. Religious practice is work hard in this direction to experience those truths yourselves. Otherwise, our religion remains confined to certain rituals and certain do's, don't do's, meaningless things. So it is, and we claim that we are religious. Why? Oh, don't you see that I go to the temple every day? I go to Vedanta society. I offer flower at the altar and what not. It is as if that is the religious practice prescribed. No, the religious practice is to learn, to transform yourself through the system of yoga. The yoga of 4 types described by Vivekananda. I am not going to enter into it. I am looking at the clock too. So it is like that. So it is, and so yoga is the science which teaches us how to get these perceptions. It is a science. Remember, so by following it, you will also get those experiences, and thus your life will be fulfilled, illumined. It is not much use to talk about religion until one has felt it. Why is there so much disturbance, so much fighting and quarreling in the name of God? There has been more bloodshed in the name of God than for any other cause, because people never went to the fountainhead. They were content only to give a mental assent to the customs of their forefathers. Blindly keep on following those customs. Why are you doing this worship? My father used to do it. And why your father was doing it? His father used to do it. Isn't it reason enough? So, is that religion? That is not really a matter of religion. It is a matter of blindly following the customs. It peters down to this, that they used to light fire those days. There were no matchsticks, so rub pieces of wood and then light that fire. So even now, certain so-called religious ceremonies use that way to light the fire. So, is it needed now? No, but holding on to old customs is considered as practice of religion. Religion, if you see Vedanta, if you see the teachings of Lord Krishna, it is teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, religion is not following the customs and have faith in certain things, but they don't follow the faith. Just say that I believe in God. One of my teachers said, very nice, that what is the difference in those who believe in God? They will nod the head like that. And those who don't believe, they will nod the head like that. The difference ends there. The life of both of them goes on the same lines. It doesn't change. Go after the sense pleasures pursuits. So, what does it mean by saying that I believe in God? If you are not trying to find out, search and experience the God, that is the most important aspect. And Swami Vivekananda goes to explore that it is, that he says, if there is God, I must see it. In Vedanta, you find a great statement by Shankaracharya, that how is God? God is. And therefore, the search for God culminates in its experience, because God is. Bhuta vastu vishayatvat. The words are so beautiful that the beauty of Sanskrit language have great clarity, and its ability to be an instrument for a straight shooter comes here, that bhuta vastu vishayatvat, it is the matter of something that exists, and therefore search for it anubhava avasanatvat. You come to experience it. So it is this. Go for it. Experience it. So the modern idea, on the other one hand, with the learned, he has put the learned in a bit, sarcastic way in the that quote marks. So it is, what is the idea of the learned? It is that religion and metaphysics and all search after supreme being are futile. On the other hand, with the semi-educated, the idea seems to be that these things really have no basis. Their only value consists in the fact that they furnish strong motive powers for doing good to the world. Religion makes us kind of superficially at least moral. It tells us to do some good, some charity work, feed the homeless, and so forth. It is, that is the religion, nothing bad. But is that the religion? He says, no, that if men believe in God, they must become good, moral, and so make good citizens. They are asked to live upon words. Can they do it? And Vivekananda makes a great statement that if they can live by words, I should not have the least regard for human nature. Man wants truth, wants to experience the truth himself. When he has grasped it, realized it, felt it within his heart of hearts, then alone, declare the Vedas, would all doubts vanish. He is paraphrasing a great statement from Mundak Upanishad. Then alone, all doubts vanish. Darkness be scattered, and the crookedness is made straight. And he quotes from another Upanishad, Ye children of immortality, amritasya putraha. Even those who live in the highest sphere, the way is found. There is a way out of all this darkness. You have to follow that rule. Now science, I will take a couple of more minutes today. That he says, every science uses instruments peculiar to that science. For example, a microbiologist will use what? Ashutosh, a telescope. What will he use? Microscope. Yeah. A astronomer will use a telescope. There are many variations of that. What I mean is, every science has its peculiar instruments by which they proceed to study and get the truths of that science. And religion, this science of yoga, also has its own instruments. One has to use those. Don't expect, just as you cannot study astronomy using a microscope. If you do, you will be called foolish, no. So, for religion, you have to use its own specific instruments which are necessary for it. So, use those instruments by which you will be able to transcend this, what is not real and yet you feel real, this idea of being a body. If you are scientific, first thing, you should see that you are not body. Identification with body must stop. Then only you can call yourself a scientist. Otherwise, you don't have right to that claim. If you are identifying with a heap of flesh, blood, and call it I, and similar other heap you call you, where is the basis for that? There is no basis for that. So it is only when you see you are not this body, you are not therefore the offsprings of this body like children and so forth, you are not that either. So then only you have some claim to call yourself a student of science. So he concludes that, so it is every science therefore has to adopt its methods, and thus moving like that, you will be able to verify those truths yourself. Vivekananda brought this practice of religion at this level, that these truths that we hear have been verified. That is the source of each religion, that Jesus saw the great truths, they saw God, and thus preached that. Buddha saw the ultimate four truths, noble truths, and preached those. It is a matter of experiencing. So let us see that they are verified truths, and they are verifiable. Each of us can verify and should verify. There is a choice in other science, For example, Tilak says, I am, only for medical science is enough for it. I don't want to explore geology, and they are good sciences maybe, but I don't have time for those, exploring those. So certain truths, Rishali will say, no, I don't want, I am not interested in that. But everybody is interested in becoming happy, isn't it? I want to be happy. I want to attain the ultimate peace. And so everybody has to follow the science of religion or yoga to attain that. There is no option as such whether I will not follow, because you will have to follow, because do you not want happiness in life? So you have to follow it. This is the difference between various sciences, that you don't want to, okay, I am interested only in ophthalmology. Yes, I don't care about other parts of the body. My eyes are concentrated on eyes. So I only want to know that. It is mentioned that a man was hit by a bullet here and then was killed. The bullet went right through the brain. And then somebody saw that, well, there is a doctor here. Call. So the doctor was eye specialist. The eye specialist comes close and says, by the grace of God, eye has been saved. The fellow died. What is the meaning of eye being saved? Because that is the limited perspective that one develops in these other sciences. I only concentrate on that. One of our devotees was made to go from pillar to post, because she was having very severe pain in the arm. Could not move. She came here just for spending the weekend and was about to leave in the morning, early morning. And I saw her sitting at the breakfast time. What is this? No, I cannot drive. I cannot move my hand. I cannot lift. So I cannot go. And then she was taken to this doctor, that doctor, and doctors, one after another, said, after examining and then spending some time, gave some medication, and when they didn't work, she was told, you are not my patient. Please go to the rheumatologist. You might be and the rheumatologist, it takes long time to get an appointment of rheumatologist. Somehow she got. Till then the pain is continuing, She cannot work. She cannot do anything. And then when he met She met rheumatologist. Rheumatologist examined this, then okay, do this blood work, do this, do that. Spent lot of money for doing all this. And then after giving some medications, when she was not finding any relief, you are not my patient, go to somebody else. Yeah, so like that, So it is, you cannot really, you focus on one thing. Oh, I am doctor, only I am ENT, but I am only focusing on the left nostril. The right nostril is not my area. Go to somebody else, So it is, but in practicing religion, no, you cannot have this choice. You practice it. You have to practice it if we want to be happy in life. So this is what Swami Vivekananda mentions. I again urge you to read at least that preface and introduction of that great small treatise which brings out, the psychology. Raj Yoga is a science of psychology. Not the Western psychology which focuses on abnormality, but this is the science of every normal person to become supernormal. So psychology is of that type here. Wonderful. So friends, think about it, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask after 30 seconds of meditation. Any question? Okay, that Leela, let her ask first.
Swami Yogatmananda, have you seen God?
Good question. I have not, but I have both, I am sure I will. I am on the path. And then as you move on the path, if you are moving in the right directions, you see the signs of it. Like if you are, say, driving towards New York, as you start, you will see on GPS, New York, 170 miles. If you drive for 1 hour, and if you are driving in the right direction, you will see New York is 120 miles. That means you are in the right direction. And if you are driving and then you began with 170 miles, New York 170 miles, after driving for an hour, you see New York 220 miles. Then what do you conclude? Wrong direction. Thank you. So it is, so similarly, I have that seeing that I am going in the right direction. Right. Yes, please.
I have a rational way of looking at God, that God has to be the simplest thing there is.
Yes.
And that is my basis for belief, that it just, you can't have creation of thousands of atoms without there being one non-dual simple thing.
Yeah, what is wrong about it? It is, your understanding is correct. It is rationally concludable, but you have to experience it. Right. Any other question? Any question upstairs?
Question from Ramesh Ravi.
Yes, namaskar Ramesh.
Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda is one of the most prominent Jivan Mukta we know. in the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, he explains that all knowledge is internal. Does self-realization explain why Swamiji is so exceptionally brilliant?
Yes, the self-realization is, that when you realize self, all knowledge comes to your tips, You know everything, that is what is told. That you know by realizing the self, all that is to be known. Everything becomes known. There is the famous question in the beginning of Mundak Upanishad. The question was presented by a sincere disciple to the teacher, well-known teacher, that kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati, knowing what? Everything becomes known. So, this is what is the prime object of knowledge. When you know that, you know everything. Not only that, if you do not know that, you really do not know anything. Because what you know only the changing, and it changes, therefore your knowledge also changes. That is why they are called empirical sciences. Empirical is a glorifying word there. What it means is that what you consider to be true today gets falsified tomorrow. It is so what kind of truth it is, therefore it is important that this, what there is told, that there is that, knowing which everything gets known. And after telling the varieties of knowledge, the sage comes to this statement, Tameva ekam janatha atmanam. You know the self, that's enough, that alone is enough. All others are just these effervescence. Let it go. All other knowledge is what? Just effervescence. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So let us conclude with the closing prayers. But I had to tell about coming week. The regular programs like Tuesday, Friday classes at 7:30 p.m. They will go on as usual. Tuesdays it is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Fridays it is stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. Saturday there will be as usual. The Karma Yoga means people come to do some voluntary cleaning services and other works, and there is the guided meditation, prayers, etc. Every early morning and evening again, there is the place, this shrine is open for coming for meditation. It is opened on the back side. There is a separate door for now, that the entrance for meditation hall and shrine. So one has to use that door. It opens at 5:30 a.m. So now let us conclude with the closing prayer. There will be the evening vespers there. You can either come there or attend it from here if you have time. But if you want to come there, please take your footwear off. Please put it under the chair that you are sitting. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.
breaker of all worldly bondage, and adored by all. We adore you too. Stainless Lord, assuming human form, stainless, assuming human form, transcendent, filled with love. Oceans from the stain of sin and ornament our world. Consciousness is one. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Your eyes always knowledge looking, illusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriating in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. From above to cross this world. Reveal to us as God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of the worldly sorrow and compassion soul, infinite is your word. Your life offers for the world's deliverance. Your life offers for the world's deliverance, saving us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of the worldly bond, burning sensual life. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotees. Causeless refuge of your devotees. Renouncing caste and birth. across this puddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's key. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's key. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa, ranga, bhanga, these are all the sounds of Vedanta. Langa, ranga, bhanga, these are all the sounds of Vedanta. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jayo, Jayo, for your worship divine. Haru, Haru, for your worship divine. Shiva, Shiva, for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage, and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble ends you give to us, granting us refuge, all seeing Gauri, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution, are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddhadev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ